Hey there, my name is Dr. Andy. I'm a physical therapist, and no, this is not another murder podcast. I am a physical therapist that treats patients locally in Greenville for all kinds of musculoskeletal conditions like shoulder pain, hip pain, back pain, neck pain. And I also have a passion for people who have chronic, persistent lower back pain. So, what I thought I would do is hop on Reddit and tonight answer a question that I found that might also be relevant for something that you're dealing with. So, what I am looking to do is help people who have persistent lower back pain that are frustrated. They're trying to overcome fear, trying to get back to being healthy. And I help them easily add habits back into their routine so that they can get moving again. And like I said, overcome that fear. So I am overcoming my fear of going live on Facebook to answer a question that I found on Reddit. So what we're going to do is share my screen here. If you have a question and want to chime in, I've got the chat up, so I'm going to be able to see. Um, Maybe it would be easier to start a murder podcast than what I'm about to do, but hopefully this resonates for somebody, and that's all that really matters. So, all right, let's see. Cool. Okay, so Reddit is the back pain subreddit is very fascinating. A lot of people come here to um, really just it seems like share their MRI results. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't see the tab popping up. So we're gonna try this again. Picture in a picture. This is a epic fail on technology. So it says it's sharing my tab, but if I go to Facebook, I don't see anything. Maybe it's delayed. So I think we can do this. Here we go. Figured it out. Awesome. So here's Reddit, right? A lot of people come here and they talk about um, kind of their experiences. And I've been diving in here for a couple weeks. And what I really like about some of these is people just sharing their experiences and people who've had back pain or and overcome it. They are commenting. Again, what I see a lot of trends are people sharing their MRI results and they're panicked, right? So later this week, I'm going to talk about why, and I've talked about before why MRIs and imaging isn't always causative of people's pain. It seems very counterintuitive, but you think you have pain, you need imaging, but structure is not always causative of pain. So that's not what I'm going to do tonight. But I just wanted to show you again more, cervical MRI. People wondering if this is a spinal birth defect. I don't know. Personally, maybe ask your radiologist, whoever took this. Reddit, here we go. Lower back pain, dropping weight, and suffering from a disc bulge, specifically L5S1. So, what I'm going to try to do in the future is not prep myself. But since this is my first live, I was just kind of scrolling through right before I came on, saw that this particular person has had a problem for about 4 years. They were carrying heavy loads, noticed that they hurt their back, um, and it's torture, right? This is something where I think a lot of people have been before. They've got a lot of pressure. They feel a pinched nerve. They thought it would just get resolved. And their questions are, would running on soft, grassy pitch be a good exercise to drop some weight? So their biggest concerns are obviously pain, but they have a larger goal of losing weight and being healthy, which is very formidable. I mean, this person's only 22. They're young enough to kind of turn this thing around. The first question, I'm just going to go line by line and answer these, is essentially that running may not actually be the best entry point to exercise for somebody who wants to lose weight. I think a lot of the times people dive into getting back on track, pun intended, to being healthy, and they see a ton of people going out and picking up jogging and running. And the truth is, yeah, there are a lot of different body types of runners, and running isn't inherently dangerous for the human body. I mean, we were born or made to run. However, it is a lot of demand on the body, and it's just really, if you're not prepared for it, then it can be quite taxing. If the stimulus is too great for our body to tolerate that stress, it can lead to injury, and some people could have pain. It's not inherently going to be bad, though, like I said, but I would recommend just starting a general walking program. So, aerobic conditioning is, especially like just easy walking, is very underrated exercise for weight loss, pain or no pain. And the really nice thing too is it actually can be, long duration aerobics have been shown to have a mild analgesic effect. So, meaning pain relieving effect. So that would be the first thing. You don't have to run. And here's the thing too, is if you like to run, you should definitely progress to getting back to doing that. But again, not necessarily like the very first exercise I would recommend, especially for somebody who's back pain. Second question is, can I start taking painkillers after work so I can exercise? And this is interesting because painkillers, are we talking over the counter medications, or are we talking about prescription medications that a physician or a GP should prescribe? And that's really a question for your GP. But I can tell you that a lot of the more um, higher dose painkillers, maybe not even higher dose, but the narcotics, such as opiates, I mean, you're not going to really be able to do much. It's probably better to refer to your physician and find a strategy there. But you should certainly be able to find exercise without pain. There's some entry point that often I find with people. I can get people started exercising um, on the ground level, right? So the next question kind of led into what is the best painkiller that's non-addictive? Again, going back to referring to your GP on that. Additional exercises to implement to lose weight, improve quality of life. I mean, swimming is a great non-weight bearing aerobic and even anaerobic exercise, depending on if you're kicking or using your arms or just your arms. So there's a lot of different things. You could just go right on YouTube, look at swimming for beginners for losing weight. If you were to hop in the pool and you notice it doesn't hurt, I would highly recommend that being a fantastic way to get into a routine to help you lose weight, build muscle. So, really, for this particular person, it's just a matter of knowing what kind of exercise you like to do, what history of exercise that you've done before in the past, and what you can do to get into a safe entry point for movement. What I find is a lot of people in the comment sections don't ask, "Hey, what can you do? What are triggering for your symptoms? What makes it feel better?" And those sorts of things. This person has a bulging disc at L5S1, but what I kind of alluded to earlier is that you can have imaging for bulging discs, but not actually have symptoms of a bulging disc. And these are interesting as the more injured a disc, meaning not just bulging, but like herniated or sequestered, um, the perforated, the worse the disc is, the more likely it is to spontaneously heal on its own. So it just takes time. These are uh, I can't think of another word. The bulging discs and herniated disc symptoms are a bitch. I mean, let's just. I haven't had one personally. I've had back pain in the past, but it was more muscle strain than it was disc related. So the really good news is you're 22. It's probably very scary to experience a bulging disc this young and be sort of debilitated. But honestly, time is your ally. Get moving, find exercises that help you feel better, and try swimming if that's something that you're into. And if weight loss is an immediate goal, again, play the long game for both of these concerns, bulging disc and weight loss. That being said, that was all the question that I'm going to answer for today. If you have any questions, feel free to I don't have anybody that asked any questions, which is cool. That's fine. Comment below because this will be kind of posted later. If you watch the whole thing, If you enjoyed this and have persistent back pain and this resonates with you, please reach out. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Yeah, I don't know what time I'm going to be doing this more often, but I will be going live frequently. Just I don't know, I have a consistent schedule yet. So just tune in whenever you can, and appreciate your time. Next podcast will be a gardening podcast. I think I'll start that. Have my wife as a co-host. She loves gardening. Until then, I'll see you guys.